Hey everybody, welcome back to Gamer Nerds. I'm Kalina J. In this episode, we'll be talking to you about Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, which was released for PS3. In this sequel, Drake returns to his treasure hunting ways, which only leads him to be caught in a web of betrayal. But that's enough for me, so let's see what the boys have to say.
Here we have Nathan Drake trying to find the mythical Chintamani stone and the hidden city of Shambhala. There's plenty of plot twists, a lot of really interesting characters. I would say it's a much more greater and a much more expansive version of the first story. It's a little bit similar. I was quite taken back by the story and the writing and so on. So
yeah, I mean, this is one of those games where, I mean, for me personally, I started playing and I needed to know what's gonna happen next, until it's 48 hours later and I haven't slept and I'm still playing because it's so immersive, it's mature, the characters are really believable. I mean, Drake is the kind of character that you want to say, hey, I know this guy, I want to go out with him, he's a cool guy. I'm sorry,
I want to go out with the video game character.
I would hang out with Drake.
Oh my god. Like I said before, it's very similar to Uncharted 1. But they do make everything bigger and more expansive.
Uncharted 1 had like what, maybe one, I guess maybe one or two kind of, twists that kind of made you go, oh, but
yeah, I mean the set pieces in this game are just much more grander in scale. As Voice mentioned, there are so many plot twists and turns. Some things are expected, and kind of cliched.
There's situations in the game where it's sexually suggestive, and you just feel a little like, whoa, okay, hey.
Well, Chloe and Nathan have a previous history that we don't know much about, but there are a couple of scenes that makes it clear.
A little racy. One
thing that bothered me a little bit with the story is that it does follow a very similar path to the first game. You're going through some beautiful locales, a lot of treasure hunting, and then you get that real fantasy twist at the end. So I won't spoil much, but you have the white monsters in the first game. In this game, you have purple people.
Yeah.
But Naughty Dog, amazing. Bring us more. We want more.
Yeah, please. Okay, well now we're gonna get into the gameplay section. This I guess is the meat of the game.
Absolutely.
Let's start with the combat. So in this game you have not just there's the shooting, the typical combat. The shooting. It kind of implements stuff from Gears of War, stuff like that, where you have to take cover. It also incorporates kind of a melee kind of system to it, where you have to fight, hand-to-hand combat. There's like a countering system to it, and I actually like that the way it incorporated in this game. I mean. You're fighting someone, they try to hit you back, you counter it and you hit them down, it just feels really visual. I like the way it felt.
The problem I found with the combat is that it was simplified from the first game.
Yeah, but it made it less kind
it makes it more fluid, and
yeah,
I know they want to keep the pace of the game up and stuff, but I mean it was never more than you swing twice and then the game slows down and you just hit triangle and then the guy's dead. So I mean they made it too easy, I found, and I did like the complexity of the first system, but I'm just nitpicking. So
in the first one, I had a lot of complaints. First, when you headshotted people, sometimes you have to shoot them a few times in the head and they're not dead. I mean, usually.
Yeah, but that's because you missed.
Yeah, well, I missed, but eventually I hit them in the head and they're not
then
dead.
They drop.
But in this one, they actually fixed that. There are different types of weapons in this game.
They did add some really cool additions. So you have some real life weapons like the FAL. One of my favorite weapons actually was the pistol, which is kind of like a sawed-off like handheld gun. That thing was amazing. You have grenade launchers, the Dragunov sniper from the first game. The weapon set's pretty expansive, and the good old shotgun, auto shotguns. So the other part of the game is made up of navigation, which is platforming and puzzles. Just the way the environments are set up, you're gonna be jumping on everything from ledges to signposts. There are places where I had no idea where to go, and I just did a leap of faith, and Nathan still jumps like he has springs in his shoes. The puzzles are pretty creative. That puzzle where you create that dagger above that deity that's on the floor was just, man, I don't know what you guys at Naughty Dog are thinking about, but that was freaking amazing.
Yeah, but I did like the puzzle aspect of the game, but apart from that one, most of the mystery just boiled down to
looking at your book.
Looking at your book and looking at the right color and blah, blah, blah.
I know what they wanted to do was keep the pace of the game really quick,
Mm-hmm.
So, gameplay as a whole, it really does all come together, great way. There's a good mix of everything.
But you did mention the whole puzzle in the platforming aspect. You said that sometimes you don't know where to go and you take a leap of faith. That's something I did find I had a little issue with in the game, because a lot of times the environment looks like you can climb it, and sometimes you can, but it's not where you need to go. It's just kind of just takes you a dead end.
I have places where I've dropped maybe a foot and he dies. I mean, there is a lot of trial and error.
You know, for me though, it's really sad. Every single time I had to climb a post or a signpost, I would never guess the signpost, ever.
I know, yeah, it's
Ever.
because you can almost go anywhere.
Yeah, signpost really? Anyway. But other than that, this is a great game, so we're just picking at really nothing. So.
Honestly, Uncharted 2 is just drop dead gorgeous in every sense of the word. The first game was my showcase title for my PlayStation 3 because that was amazing. But this one really just takes it up to 11. The color is just so vibrant and there's just so much architecture. It's dense. You can blow up everything and there's just stuff flying around everywhere and it's 60 frames a second. When you finally enter Shambhala at the end of the game, I mean, I died a million times literally because I was just taking the sights when I had these big purple monsters, you know, eating my face and stuff. Not a good idea.
The character models in this game are amazing. I mean, especially the girls. I'm not gonna lie, the girls are the
Every
best
game
part.
he says this. I mean,
because in every single game they put all their time into the female characters. Every time.
I would say the female characters look realistic. They're not, you know, E-size chest or anything. They look like real.
I'm not saying anything about that.
women.
It's just that they're so convincing.
So just like the first game, I mean, Naughty Dog put a lot of effort into the acting, the environmental sounds, because it's Hollywood level delivery. Especially Elena and Nathan, they have a really good back and forth.
Yeah.
It's natural, it's witty. The lip syncing, like the characters look like they're talking.
Yeah,
they're not like blah blah blah
It's
blah.
not
blah.
like some random motion.
And this game is one of the few PS3 games that run in 7.1 linear PCM. So when you're in a firefight, I mean, everything is going up, you know, blowing up around you. Stuff is flying by. Those little propane tanks are amazing. They just cause havoc, and the sounds are believable. You jump on different surfaces, it sounds different.
I like the fact that when Nathan's talking, a lot of times he would. I mean, his character fumbles when he's talking.
Exactly.
It's
it's believable.
Yeah, exactly. He fumbles, but then the animation actually fumbles with the voice. Now, usually when the character fumbles, then it's a mistake. But in this case, it's done on purpose. And you know, like, you can tell because Nathan's kind of like he's your typical action hero, but he's also kind of clumsy.
The best example of acting is the very last conversation. That shit was funny as hell because I was laughing. The delivery was believable, and man, it's like I said. I mean, audiovisual in this game, it's top of the class.
So let's get into the, I guess, the content. That's, you know, what the game comes packaged with. Obviously, the single-player game. Just to own the game just for that is enough, if you ask me. Then you got, you have the multiplayer mode. Something that they didn't have in the first game.
No, so when we first heard about multiplayer being added to this, a lot of us were kind of worried. You know, they would deviate resources from the single-player to the multiplayer, but the final package, it's pretty damn impressive. They take a lot of things from the king of multiplayer games right now, the Call of Duty series. You have perks, you have a leveling up system, a lot of different modes. My personal favorite is the cooperative objective-based ones that have scenarios taken from the single player. There's dialogue, specific objectives, and it's quite fun. There's definitely going to be some DLC coming down soon.
The competitive side to it, I mean, it's great. If it wasn't for games like Call of Duty just recently came out, stuff like that, I would say it's amazing. It feels like a game that borrowed a lot from the other ones, like, you know, Gears of War, Call of Duty, the perking system, like you mentioned. But all in all, it's a great, you know, it's a great mode. Personally, I wouldn't play it as much. I would, you know, go to something else.
So on top of the standard single-player and multiplayer experiences, there's tons of extras packed into this game, you know, to increase your longevity. So coming from the first game, you have the treasures, which are really hidden this time. They're really hard to find. There's 100. And I guess Naughty Dog realized there's a new plane. They're all vertical, so look up especially and shoot them down. You'll get money to purchase items in the in-game store, so special artwork, behind-the-scene features, and when you beat the game the first time, you can unlock weapons, one-shot kills, and special modes like No Gravity, which you really need to play through because it screws around the physics and it's fun as hell.
This time around, finding the treasures is pretty damn difficult. I mean, usually, if you guys seen the past episodes, I'm usually the guy that end up saying he found them all. This time around,
We actually found the same amount according to your trophies.
did not find them all.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Feel free to leave your comments and feedback below, and please subscribe. We'll see you next time on Gamer Nerds.
If you got it, you're one lucky SOB, because I really want it. Send my way.